Hey chickies, okay, today we are doing a rose mani. I really hope you like it. Let's get into it. Polish for this one is the last from this new collection from Picture Polish. It is called Rose and it is a collaboration shade with Katharine from Cotton Coney. I will put her details in the description box down below. You really need to check this girl out. She's amazing. I'm going to start off by painting my nail with this gorgeous colour. I've already got my base coat on, and as you can see, it is incredibly pigmented. It is perfect in one coat. I always do two thin coats, so that's what I'm going to do, but you could definitely get away with just the one. As you can see on the first coat, I've done a little bit of flooding, so I'm going to take care of the polish that's definitely on my skin and the bit that's flooded into my cuticle area around the side, but everything else I'm going to leave until it's dry so I can clean it up beautifully. Next we go on to the second coat, and really you could see that it didn't really need it. I suppose it maybe gives you a little bit more of a strength of colour, but it is so highly pigmented it really wasn't necessary. And then I do my final cleanup once that's completely dry using my Royal Majestic brush and my non-acetone remover. So I'm going to add a coat of Seche Vite to this nail and to 3 other nails, and then I'm going to move on to my ring fingernail, which I'm going to paint with Picture Polish's Bright White. That requires 2 to 3 thin coats to get opaque, but it is a lovely white, so I don't mind using it. And then I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup on that, and then we're going to move on to the next step. To create the rose on my ring finger, I'm actually going to use my silicone mat from Bliss. It's called the Simply Neat Miracle Mat, and I'm going to paint the rose on here first and then make a decal out of it. I don't know that I've ever done this before, like actually done a painting on my mat and then turned it into a decal, but that's what I decided to do for this one. I was immensely proud of myself once I'd finished the rose. I wasn't 100% sure I was going to be able to do it, but I was absolutely damn sure I was going to give it a try. So yeah, it is not an exact replica of the rose that's on the bottle, but it is a somewhat, you know, my interpretation of that rose, I guess you would say. So yeah, this took me a long time. Once I had the rose done, I knew that there were some little areas that needed a little bit of cleanup. So I just used my Royal Majestic brush and my non-acetone remover because the silicone mat is not affected by that at all, and you can quite easily use that to then clean up the lines on the little image that you're creating. Now here I was trying to increase that line between the leaf of the rose and the body of the rose, and to do that I just soaked my orange wood stick in some non-acetone remover and tried to sort of get that gap between the leaf and the rose to be a little bit larger. I think I pretty much gave up after a while because it didn't work as well as I thought it was going to, but it did somewhat work. Now, just for comparison, you can see that my rose is a bit squished, bit smushed. It's a little bit shorter and fatter than the one on the bottle, but I was really pleased with how it turned out. In order to turn this little rose that we've created into a decal, I'm going to use Picture Polish's Looking Glass, and I'm going to add a very thin coat of that over the top of the rose, and then once that's completely dry, we should be able to peel that little rose off. Now, the amount of time it takes to dry would probably be around the same amount of time it takes to make a cup of tea and drink about half of it, and then you should be fine. And you should be able to peel that gorgeous little decal that you've created off and then place it on your nail. I always put a coat of looking glass over my nail before placing the decal. I just find that that works really well for me. It's up to you if you don't want to do that. That's completely up to you. Once you have your decal on your nail, you might want to use your other finger on your other hand to smooth it out a little bit. I slightly smudged mine when I did that, but it wasn't so bad that I had to start all over again, so that wasn't a problem. And then I do a final coat of Seche Vite just to seal everything in and make it all lovely and smooth. Don't forget, all the details about everything I use will be in the description box down below, as per usual. That's it for this one. I really hope you like it. I loved it, even though I did a little bit of a smudgy thing. But anyway, it didn't really make much of a difference. Now, don't forget that Picture Polish is available on their website, but they also have a lot of international stockers, including Live Love Polish, Colour for Nails. There's lots of them. There's heaps of them. If you go onto the picturepolish.com.au website and click on stockists, I think that's what they call it, you can find lots of different stockists in your area, which will mean that you'll have less sort of shipping charges and things like that. Anyway, thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye, chickies. Oh, and thank you for subscribing. Thanks for that delicious thumbs up. Bye.